Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. So, I welcome you all to the beautiful world of psychology. You might have taken psychology because you feel that it's an interesting subject. Yes, indeed, it's an interesting subject, and I will try to make it more interesting by teaching it in an easy way. And I can assure you that you will never regret taking this as your subject if you will study it both by heart and mind. And today we will study the very first chapter from your NCERT book, and the name of the chapter is What is Psychology? Actually, this is part 1 of this chapter, and in this part we will study about meaning of psychology. Psychology is an interesting subject, and the history of psychology offers the opportunity to make sense of how it has grown and developed. Actually, this word psychology is derived from two Greek words, that is psyche and logos. Psyche means soul and logos means study. So initially psychology was considered as a study of soul, but this idea or meaning of psychology was completely rejected on the basis that the soul is not something concrete which can be seen or studied. So this idea was modified to psychology as a study of mind. But since then, psychology has moved away considerably from this focus and established itself as a scientific discipline which deals with processes underlying human experience and behavior. So, psychology studies human behavior at two levels. One is individual level and the other is at dyadic level. Individual level means psychology studies an individual as a person, and dyadic means psychology studies human behavior in a group or at organizational level. Any discipline is defined both in terms of what it studies and how it studies. Keeping this view in mind, psychology is defined formally as a science which studies mental processes, experiences, and behavior in different contexts. So, this definition clearly answers both the questions, that is, what psychology studies and how it studies. So, psychology studies mental processes, experiences, and behavior, and it uses scientific methods to study these processes. It means it uses methods of biological and social sciences to obtain data systematically. So, there are three key words in this definition, that is, mental processes, experiences, and behavior. So, let's understand these words one by one. When we talk about mental processes, we talk about mind and brain. Actually, mind is something which cannot be seen or located. Unlike the brain, the mind doesn't have a physical structure or location. Alright, so whereas brain is something we can see and locate, and the brain activities can be seen and assessed through certain brain imaging techniques like MRI, EEG, etc. For example, while solving any mathematical problem, the brain activities can be assessed through various brain imaging techniques. So, we use our mental processes when we think and try to solve a problem, and these mental activities or processes are reflected in the brain activity. However, we can't say that these brain activities or mental processes are same, although they are interdependent. Alright, so actually, the brain activities provide important clues to know how the mind works. And these mental processes, like remembering, thinking, knowing, perceiving, etc., are of interest to psychologists. Psychologists also study experiences of people, and experiences are subjective in nature, which means it cannot be assessed through various psychological tests. We cannot directly observe or know someone else's experience, alright? Only the experiencing person can understand the feelings, emotions, and thoughts associated with his experience. For example, a person who is meditating will have his own experience of peace and relaxation, which the other person may not understand. Now, another example can be of a drug addict who takes drugs for relieving his stress or for becoming relaxed. Now, here also, it is his own experience which the other person may find very awkward. Alright, so experiences are completely subjective in nature, which cannot be assessed through various standardized psychological tests. Now, the third key term is behaviors. and behaviors are responses or reactions we make to activities we engage in. It is actually anything an individual does which can be observed in some way. All right, and all behaviors are associated by some stimulus in the environment. Now, the stimulus can be anything like a teacher teaching in a class, a hot pan, a dog, and so on. And now, these behaviors are of two types, one is overt, and the other one is covert. Overt behaviors can be outwardly seen, which means it is visible. For example, blinking of your eyes when a stone is thrown at you. And the second kind of behavior is covert behavior, which is related to our internal process, which means it is hidden, it cannot be seen. For example, pounding of heart during an interview. All right. So, this is all about the meaning of psychology. I hope everything is clear to you. And this is all for today. We will meet once again in the next part of this chapter, in which we will study about psychology as a discipline and psychology as a natural science and as a social science. Till then, take care. Thank you.